They have to get rid of all their nuclear weapons.
They've got to
all
get
their
rid of,
nuclear
yeah, they
fuel.
will. I think they will. I really believe that he will. I've gotten to
Did he
know him
tell you
well in
that?
a short period of time. Yeah, sure. It's denuking. I mean, he's denuking the whole place, and he's going to start very quickly. I think he's going to start now. I'd just like to see ultimately denuclearization of North Korea. I think we will see that ultimately. I have no pressing time schedule.
President Trump resetting expectations there for his second nuclear summit with North Korea. That's set for Thursday in Vietnam. Let's talk about the risk and the possible rewards of that meeting with our panel of experts. Tom Bossert, former Trump Homeland Security Advisor, ABC News contributor. Jung, Brookings Institution Korea Studies Chair, former CIA analyst. And Bill Richardson, former U.S. Ambassador to the UN, who has negotiated with North Korean Ambassador Richardson. Let me begin with you. You saw the president resetting the expectations there. He also has a tweet out this morning that ends with denuclearization with a question mark, questioning whether that's going to happen. Is it a success? Can you have a successful summit without a clear commitment by the North Koreans and actual concrete action to denuclearize?
I don't believe it would be a successful summit unless you had some kind of commitment on North Korea's part on denuclearization, dismantling, inspections, missiles, nuclear detonations. It seems the president is deflating expectations, and that's of concern. The concern, because I think what should come out of this summit is a framework for negotiations. My worry, George, is that this negotiation, this summit may be a dud, that instead of concrete progress on what is important, denuclearization, it's now shifting from denuclearization, arms control, to peace, to important steps. Return of our servicemen, the remains, maybe a liaison office, maybe some kind of continued North-South cooperation, which is good. I think the president deserves credit for lowering tensions in the region, but in terms of concrete accomplishments, I don't think this summit's going to produce.
Dud is, I guess, one possibility. There's also been some concern expressed by the president advisors that he gives away something that he shouldn't give away too soon, say a formal peace declaration, a formal declaration end to the Korean War.
I think Bill is right. I think there's been a profound shift in talking about peace and normalization with North Korea rather than the nuclear issues. And I think that's really problematic because the whole point of a summit between the two leaders is to get dismantlement and North Korea to get to completely abandon its nuclear weapons. I think having a peace declaration normalization is fine for tension reduction. But we really have to wonder about how that affects North Korea's actions down the line.
Should there be, Tom Bossert, should there be a summit now, given the fact that the president's own national security advisor, John Bolton, says that North Korea hasn't followed through on the commitments they made at the first summit?
There's been backpedaling and dishonesty from the last summit, which was a significant watershed moment till today. And at this point, the only reason to have that summit is for President Trump to go in and give a clear-eyed reminder. It will be a dud if he comes out and tries to varnish this as a success without any real actionable activity. Any kind of freeze or reversible gesture, superficial gesture on the part of the North Koreans is going to be a little bit of a slap in the face. But if the president then comes out and buys it, whether it's because of domestic political pressure or some other instinct to post a win, he's going to lose the international coalition that he's put together and the strength he goes in with.
President, another tweet this morning, Jung, that the president put out, he says that North Korea can be an economic powerhouse under Kim Jong-un if they just give up their nuclear weapons, almost trying to incentivize him to come further along. At this point, he does seem to be banking on the idea that his personal relationship with Kim Jong-un is somehow going to yield benefits.
Yeah, I think President Trump is making the mistake of mirror imaging. So the president is from New York City. He's a businessman and a real estate mogul. And he's speaking in terms of as if Kim is another businessman. But Kim is a dictator and a highly authoritarian regime, and who needs his nuclear weapons for legitimacy and his own survival. And so, yes, North Korea is in the middle of a very strategic environment with among the second, third, and 11th largest economies in the world. But North Korea also sees its location and its economic deprivation relative to the other countries as a threat to its survival.
So how do we make progress short of North Korea getting rid of its nuclear weapons? The testing moratorium, we've seen testing moratoriums in the past. What kind of concrete action could we see from North Korea that would really signify real progress that can be built on?
Well, I think Jung is right, and so is Tom. My view is that what is concrete progress? One, I've called this a potential dud, but we've got to continue talking. The relationship
So no
between the
harm.
two leaders, no. The relationship with the two leaders, that's good. However, the president should listen to his advisors, and his advisors have been, I think, very specific. What I fear we're going to lose, one, a detailing of all the weapons inventory that North Korea has. I think we've kind of given up on that. Secondly, that we simply say, okay, you dismantle the Jung reactor, another missile site that they've already done several times. That's a danger, and if that's the only arms control initiative that they push. And I think, lastly, my worry, George, is that we're going to trade something what the North Koreans really want, which is a peace treaty in exchange for some limited arms control measures. I think what needs to happen is dismantle some weapons. They're not going to dismantle all of them. Freeze intercontinental ballistic missiles that affect Japan and South Korea. Find ways that these are concrete steps, timelines, verification, a framework for negotiations. If it's just a bunch of, handshakes and you're a good guy and we'll meet again, it's going to be a dud.
Is there a win-win here?
Yeah, but it's not going to happen out of this meeting. So what happened in the last meeting took us back from the brink of war, but two presidents agreed to two mutually inconsistent future objectives. One was normalization between the North and South, and the other was denuclearization of the North. Right now, President Moon in the South is suggesting that he give some incentives in terms of money or reduction in sanctions or opening up industrial complexes to the North to induce them into further talks, to renormalize their relationships. That would fundamentally undermine everything that President Trump's trying to do with respect to denuclearizing. If you don't force him, to Jung's point, the North will not get rid of their weapons. So the win-win here has to be for the president to carry the international goodwill to this meeting, because he's not representing the United States, and come out of this with some serious, if not threatening, additional sanctions.
That is the last word for today. Thank you all very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.